I hope you are doing well. So today is our day 16 of doing 50 SQL problems on Leetcode, and our today's problem is about average selling price. We have to calculate average selling price of the products which are sold on a specific date. Okay, so we are given a table named prices which have 4 columns: product ID, start and end date. These 3 columns collectively make the primary key, and then we have the price. Means we have the price of the product which were valid in a given range. Okay. Now it is stated that no product ID will have any overlapping periods. Okay. Now the second table we have is units sold. In this table we have 3 columns: product ID, purchase ID, and units. Product ID is coming from the products table as a foreign key reference. Then we have the purchase date and the units. Like, let's say the product with ID 1 was sold on 19th of May and 5 units of product with ID 1 were sold. So this table will have that record. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to write a solution to find the average selling price of each product. Okay. Average price should be rounded to 2 decimal places. Now we have to calculate the average selling price of each product, and the result can be in any order. Now each product, while we can have the duplicate results in both tables, so it means we are going to use the group by clause. And also to calculate the average price, we might have to use either the average function or sum or count function. So we are going to use aggregate functions. Then we have to round the result to 2 decimal places, means we are going to use the round function. Now we are given 2 tables, and units will be coming from the units sold table and price will be coming from the prices table. So we are going to apply the join on both tables. Okay, let's first see now how to solve this problem. Okay, so this is what we are given in the input. Now we have to calculate average selling price of each product. How to calculate the average price for each product? We will multiply units with the price and then divide by units, total units. Okay, total units. Now let's say we have product with price, this product ID 1, whose price between 17th Feb to 28th Feb was 5. Now we have to see if we have any product with ID 1 sold between these dates. So let's look at this table. Now in this table we have 2 rows with ID 1, out of which we have one which is compatible with this date, means which is sold on this date. So for these 100 units, the price per product with ID 1 is going to be 5. So for 100 units, we have to multiply it with 5 and 100. Okay, then we have another price for product 1, that is 20, and for it is valid between 1st March to 22 March. Okay, and do we have any product sold in this date range in units sold table? You will see this. Okay, so we have 15 units sold on 1st March for which this price will be valid. So we are going to multiply 15 with 20. Okay, and adding 15 here. So now we don't have any other product ID 1 in the prices table, and we don't either have units sold here. So that's all. We will calculate this. It is going to be 500 plus 300 over 115. That is going to be 800 divided by 115. This is going to be something like 6.96. Okay, so this is the average price for product with ID 1. What we should have is product ID 1 and average price is 6.96. The same way we will calculate the price for product ID 2. Like, we have product ID 2 for which was sold at price 15 from 1st Feb to 20th Feb. Do we have any record in units sold on this date? Yes, we have one record which is sold on 10th of Feb, which lies between 1st to 20th Feb. So for these 200 units, we are going to use price 15, okay, and adding 200 in the denominator. Then we have another price for product with id 2, which was valid for from 21st to 31st 21st Feb to 31st March. Now, do we have any record in this date? Yes, we do have one record in this date, that was on 3rd of March, sorry, 22 of March, that lies between this date. So we have 30 units sold at the price of 30. So adding it in denominator as well, and when we calculate this, we will be getting something like 16.96. That is going to be average selling price for product with id 2. Okay, so that's how we are going to calculate it. If you now look at what we did, we calculated average price against each product, okay, and then we have something like grouping the all the prices which were on this about the same product. We have grouped the content based on the id, and then we have calculated average for them, and we are going to compare both tables based on the product id and the date range comparison. So we are going to apply left join on these columns. Okay, so let's start writing the solution. What we have to do in get in the result is product id and average price. Okay, so we can get the product id from the first table, prices and units sold. Okay, table names are prices and units sold, and second is going to be average price. Average price. Now if you see how we calculated average price, was we were multiplying price from first table with the units from second table, and we were adding the units in the denominator as well. Okay, but this is for one product. Okay, now the next thing is from which table? From prices. We will name it as P. Then we have to apply its left join on units sold table, US. Okay, and on which? On P dot product id is equals to US dot product id and US dot product price. Okay, US dot purchase date is between P dot start date and P dot end date. Okay, and then we have to group the content by P dot product id. So what this grouping will do, as we have applied the grouping, so we can apply now the sum this divided by sum of units. Okay, now units were coming from US dot table, and so let's do this, and price was coming from P dot price. Now this is what we have to. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to get the result in decimal places. Okay, with 2 decimal places, so we need to convert it to float. Okay, or so we can do this something like cast this as float. Okay, and then we have to make sure that we get the result in 2 decimal places, so we are going to apply the round function on both. Okay, we have to get it as this. We need to give the product prices reference on the product column as well. So now let's run this. Okay, we have some syntax error. Incorrect syntax near cast. So okay, we had missing comma here. Okay, now let's run the QD again, and here is the result. We have passed the test case. Now let's submit it for all the test cases to see if we pass our test cases or not. So uh, we have failed the result because we got somewhere null while we should it should have returned 0. So we need to use the null checks here, as well as if there is a product in the prices table for which there were no record in the units sold table, then what we are going to do, we won't be able to get the units, and in that case we will be getting null here. So we have to apply the null check here. So what we can do is, when we divide it, um, we can apply null if check. Okay, so we have paired it. We should have used is null here, and we need to apply null if check on this, because if we get 0 or null in the denominator, that is going to be cause math error. Okay, so we need to apply null check here. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, this is one bracket, then this is the other one, and this is for round. Okay, now let's submit the result directly to see if we pass the test cases or not. Hopefully now we will pass our test cases. Okay, we have got some syntax error. We have got syntax error here because there was an extra comma. I have removed it and now submit it again. And here it is. We have passed the test cases. And here is where we stand among all. Okay, that was all for today. See you tomorrow with another problem solution.